So welcome to Admin to Code Day 2. We are going to jump straight into the puzzle. So we jump over here. All right, you are launched high into the atmosphere. The apex of your trajectory just barely reaches the surface of a large island floating in the sky. You gently land in a fluffy pile of leaves. It's quite cold, but you don't see much snow. An elf runs over to greet you. The elf explains that you have arrived at Snow Island and apologizes for the lack of snow. He'll be happy to explain the situation, but it's a bit of a walk, so you have some time. They don't get many visitors up here, and would you like to play a game in the meantime? As you walk, the elf shows you a small bag and some cubes which are either red, green, or blue. Each time you play this game, he will hide a secret number of cubes of each color in the bag, and your goal is to figure out information about the number of cubes. To get information, once a bag has been loaded with cubes, the elf will reach into the bag, grab a handful of random cubes, throw them to you, and then put them back in the bag. You'll do this a few times per game. Tell me there's no probability. You play several games and record this information from each game, your puzzle input. Each game is listed with its key number, like the 11 in game 11, followed by a semicolon separated list of subsets of cubes that were revealed from the bag, like 3 red, 5 green, and 4 blue. For example, the record of a few games might look like this. Let's see. So why are there commas separated or semicolons separated? Subsets of cubes that were revealed. So do they pull out cubes multiple times? Yeah, do this a few times per game. Okay, I see. In game 1, 3 sets of cubes are revealed from the bag and then put back again. The first set is 3 blue and 4 red. The second set is 1 red, 2 green, and 6 blue. And the third set is only 2 green. The elf would like to know which games would have been possible if the bag contained only 12 red, 13 green, and 14 blue. In the example above, games 1, 2, and 5 would have been possible if the game had been loaded with that configuration. However, game 3 would have been impossible because at one point the elf showed you 20 red cubes. Similarly, game 4 would have been impossible because the elf showed you 15 blue cubes. If you add up the IDs of the games that would have been possible, you get 8. Okay. Determine which games would have been possible if the bag had been loaded with only 12 red, 13 green, and 14 blue. What is the sum of this? Okay, this seems pretty straightforward. So you have your games, and you need to look at, so every time the cubes have been revealed, you record that information. Then let's see, you want to just check to see which games exceed maximum capacity. So really the fact that multiple games, I mean, I said this game, please not backseat puzzle solving. Oh man, I couldn't if I wanted to, but my hand's too sporty. I love you, says you're great. So the fact that they reveal cubes in multiple instances or in different instances, I really don't think matters. I think it's just the maximum. So I don't think we care about what is happening because it's done with replacement, right? Game 3 was impossible. And game 4 was impossible for the 15 blue. Yeah, so it's done with replacements, so I don't think it matters. Grab a handful of cubes, show them to you, then put them back. Yeah, so it doesn't matter what you see in the different instances. You always just care about the max. So let's see. So for is it? Oh yeah, I need to split first. So info equals f dot split. Something was x dot split. Okay. X dot split. And then on the new line. Yeah, this one doesn't look bad. At least part 1 doesn't look bad. For item and info. Yeah, I know. Let's see. Okay, so we have that. Then let's see. How do we want to do? No, let's just do this super robustly. Let's make a class. Class game. And then was it def in it? Let's see. Self.red equals 0. Self.blue equals 0. Self.green equals 0. And then self.id equals, and then we'll pass in ID. I think that's the correct syntax. Games, so all of the games, and we want to do what? We want to create a game. So games.append the game, and then, well, actually we want to item.split on game. So item equals item split on game. So this is basically just going to get rid of the the game. Is there a extra thing? Oh, thing. Okay, so we have that. So I'm basically just removing that game prefix thing. Now I need to remove the I want the ID. So we'll do item.split. Item equals item.split on a colon space. How's it going, Noor? Welcome in. So, whoops, I broke it. Item 0. Okay, so then that gives me the game ID and then the game info. Okay, cool. And then how do I, then I want to do item at the first entry. Going to be item dot split. Now I want to break up the game into pieces. Yeah, so these are the different like exposures, so like they pull and so on. So here they pull, you know, 3 blue, 4 red, 1 red, 2 green, 6 blue, 2 green. So then I have those 3 different hand draws as 3 different entries in this list. I want to do this now. Now I need to figure out how to pull the information from each of this thing. I probably don't object thing that I started, but oh well. Just kind of work with. I'm not sure. So we could just start with game. Games.append game at item at 0. So I could do yeah. So games 0 dot yeah. Okay. So I've created like this game object. Now I want to loop through the second list and pull out this information. How do I do that? For drawing an item at 1 print draw. So this is sort of the different, you know, pull things out of the bag sort of stuff. So now I need to figure out how I want to read in this. And there's no particular order which this is done. Let's look at the puzzle input. Okay. Fair enough. So throw in the comma. Now I have the different colors, different things. Then I could do what? For item colors, print. Blank space. Okay, so if blue item print item. Okay, that's working how I would expect. So how do I want to just grab? I could split on the space. This is so gross. Number equals item dot split space and then the 0th thing. Print number. Cool. So that's grabbing the number. Got it. All right. So if it's that, then game.blue is going to be equal to item max of item and game.blue, because we always just care about the largest one. So if we get something that's larger, then we'll replace that. And then we can do the same thing with green. We can do the same thing with red. Okay, cool. Then for games, or here, let's just say for G in game, print g.id, g.red, g.green, and g.blue. See if this is working the way I expect it to. Okay. Is it? Okay. Oh. Current game And game. Damn it. Not supported. Oh, yeah. Why do I have ints at all? Item. I want this to be number item. I still can't. Okay, sure. Let's see. Here we go. Okay, cool. So let's see. 426. Probably help if I. Okay, it's RGB. So 4, 2, 6. Okay. 3, 4. 1, 4. Okay. I'm gonna check all of them. 20, 30, 30, 30. Okay. So then I want to. So I have all the games with basically each game has a maximum number of red, green, and blue cubes that were revealed at some point in the game, and that's what these numbers are representing. So now I just need to compare. So what are we looking at? 12, 13, and 14. Let me just copy this in a comment. Okay. So we have if. So are we wanting the good ones or the bad ones? Determine which games would have been possible. Okay, we want the good ones. Want the good ones. Screw it. We'll make it stupid long. So if g.red is less than or equal to 12 and g.green is less than or equal to 13 and g.blue is less than or equal to 14, then print g.id. Okay, 1, 2, 5 and 1, 2, 5. Yeah, cool. So id sum equals 0, and then id sum plus equal g.id, and then we get a error because this is string, and print id. Called id wrong. 8. Awesome. Okay, I think this is working. If anything, I probably have like a parsing problem, and I didn't get an error. Awesome. Got the right answer. Cool. So that works. What's part 2 say? So there's always 2 parts. The elf says that they've stopped producing snow because they aren't getting any water. He isn't sure why the water stopped. However, he can show you how to get to the water source to check it out for yourself. It's just up ahead. As you continue your walk, the elf poses a second question. In each game you played, what is the fewest number of cubes of each color that could have been in the bag to make the game possible? Oh! I think I already have this. Fewest number of cubes. I'm already taking the max over all of them. In game 1, it could have been 4, 2, and 6. 4, 2. Yeah, okay. The power of a set of cubes is equal to the number of red, green, and blue cubes multiplied together. The power of the minimum set of cubes in game 1 is 48. Games 2 through 5, it's 12, blah, blah, blah. Adding those up. Okay. So we have 4. So for in each game, we have game product equals g dot red times g dot green times g dot blue, id sum plus equal game product. Okay, let's just be safe. Let's check against this first. So 2286. Correct. Boom. Perfect. Nice. We really set ourselves up for success in part 2 today. I'm really happy about that. Awesome. So let's talk about this for a second. So in the first game, or in the first part, we have these games, and in these games, the elf reveals cubes and puts them back. So takes them out, shows you what they had, and then puts them back in the bag. And so it doesn't matter what happens between the different drawings. All that matters was the largest number that was revealed in any given drawing, because you can't really get more information from it than, you know, what's happening in each draw. So you just take the largest of the largest red you saw, the largest green you saw, and the largest blue that you saw, and ask, was that too big? Was it bigger than this 12, 13, 14 limit that they had? And so throughout my my problem, I was looking at the stuff and saying, okay, always just care about the maximum, because the maximum is going to be the problem. And then the problem part 2 is just asking, okay, well, what could that, it basically was just asking what was those maximums for each game, and that's exactly what I had already. So I had to change almost none of my code. So this is pretty cool. I made this really simple object to hold the ID and then the red, the blue, and the green amounts, and just continue to update that as I was reading into different games. I had that each game. I created the game object and then updated their RGB values and then stored them in a list. Creating an object for this sort of thing is a bit overkill, probably. You could have done it all without going into this perspective. But I think it actually really helped, because it allowed us to use some information for the next part. It was very easy to grab. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with today. And of course, I'm taking a more slow, methodic approach to these, but today didn't take nearly as long as yesterday. So, all right, well, that's gonna be it for Advent to Code Day 2. So thanks for hanging out, and we will we'll see what Day 3 has in for us tomorrow. Have a good one.